Indy Mogul.
Hey guys, Zack here for Backyard Effects, the web show where I show you guys how to do Hollywood special effects on a backyard budget. Today, I'm going to show you guys a new technique using foam and a heat gun to make some awesome sci-fi armor. Okay, so this foam technique I've used a little bit in the past, not so much with the heat gun, but the foam, like with the 30 cal build and last week's pirate sword. I've seen people use this foam and this heat gun technique to make some amazing stuff online. I saw one guy did Mass Effect armor. Here's a picture. So what I'm gonna do is show you how to do this using the foam and heat gun, a chest piece, a back piece, and maybe some shoulder stuff. I do want to stress that this technique really depends on your patience, your planning, and your artistic skill. If you put enough time into this, you can make it look like a really expensive prop. But if you're not patient with it, you know, it'll look like you just spent 20 minutes on it, because that's how long you'd probably spend on it if you don't have patience. So, Puppet Zack, how much are we spending on this build?
I lost the wheel.
You lost the wheel?
Well, you know, with the pirate thing, and I took it down, I forgot where I put it.
But the wheel is your one job. You're really bad at your one job.
I think it cost $20?
No, this build cost about $80. Poster board, cheap utility belt for the clips and straps, foam mats, Dremel, a razor pen, I use my soldering iron's razor attachment, hot glue, a heat gun, and spray paints.
This build's difficulty level is 7.
Simple time lapse. Woo!
The first thing I did was take the poster board and make some templates for the foam. This was the easiest way to find out if it fits the actor's body. Then I traced the templates onto the foam and cut it out. Since I was using my soldering iron's razor attachment, it was super easy to cut since the razor was super hot. Once the foam was done, I took the heat gun and started the molding process. I slowly heated the foam with the heat gun and bent it into shape. It takes a couple attempts, but once you get the hang of it, you'll notice the foam will start to stay the shape that you molded into. Before you go too far with the molding though, make sure your armor is working right. It's a lot harder to cut the foam once it's been molded. Next, I made some more templates for the top layer of the armor. Now this is really all based on what you're looking for in the design. Once I traced and cut out these smaller pieces, I sanded away the edges to give it more of a rounded plate armor look. I also gave the armor little details using the end of the Dremel. Then I hot glued them into place. Once the glue was dry, I just pushed in some screws in some of the spots to give the armor more detail. I wanted to add some more to this armor, so I started to build to it, and I came up with this add-on on the top. Again, this is all based on the fact that I want a futuristic look to the armor. On the back, I used the puzzle piece-like parts from the foam and made a spinal cord type look. Then I added more screws to that side. Then I also added some more padding to the neck guard area. Next, I took the utility belts and cut the straps, buckles, and clips off of them. Make sure you use lots of hot glue since all the weight of the build will be on these straps. I made the buckles for the sides and the adjustable straps for the shoulders. Once that's done, I added some Velcro to the areas that needed it, like my neck guard part. Now that the armor is done being built, it's time to paint it. I did a flat coat of black over the whole thing, and once that coat dried, I used silver spray paint to distress it and give it more of a metal look. I also wanted to do some more details with the paint, so I taped off an area and added a blue stripe down the front. I then added a little more silver spray paint on top of that, so it didn't look so new. Using this technique, I was able to make 2 sets of this armor that included arm guards, shoulder pads, and masks. If you plan ahead far enough, The possibilities are endless for this build. And there you have it. Awesome sci-fi armor using a really cool foam technique. You can pretty much do anything. Like, I made a mask. It's cool, it's got like sunglass lenses in there. And all I did was glue some pieces after I formed it with the heat gun onto a Jason like hockey mask. So then, you know, it's like, hey. And then after painting, this will match the armor. You know, it's that simple. I also built this giant robotic arm. All it is the foam. I added some PVC pipes and a grip piece, detailed with the Dremel, painted right, and it looks like a giant robotic arm. That's it for this episode of Backyard Effects. Leave a comment below and let me know what you thought about my armor and the technique used. And then go to this link right here to see how the guy did the Mass Effect armor. And then this video is the newest episode of Backyard Effects. And this one is a random one, because we didn't plan this far ahead for which this video should be. So just click it and you'll find out.